Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up? How are you? Hello, Rael. Thank you for joining. Hello, Casey. Hello, Luke. Hello, Diana. How are you? How are you today? Okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna try something. Um, the all right. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading the chat on my phone and the session on the laptop. All right, so please be patient. I'm 90% done with my moving. Uh, but this thing, it's a whole nightmare because my family, not sure if you remember, I told you, but my wife and my two daughters, they went into an Euro trip because my oldest, she's turning 15 in a few days. So instead of the very classic quinceañera party, very common in Mexico and many Hispanic countries or Latin American countries. She decided to have a trip, and she said like she wanted her mom and her sister to join her. So they just left, and this moving thing, it just show up like a few months later on the radar. So I mean, the trip was already planned and paid, and the moving just happened. So now, I mean, we just moved all of the furniture to the new home, and most of the bedrooms are like 95% set. But we have a family room, and we have a living room, and the uh, how how do you call when you eat where you eat like I completely forgot the name, but I mean I have like a big table for fancy dinners or something. The dining room, the dining room. Yeah. Sorry guys. I mean everything on business. I mean I'm 100% on it. But the casual life, the everyday things and stuff, I still, I still have some issues learning new words and everything. Well, anyway, so I mean, most of the house is already set, but I have it's a three-car garage, and it's completely stuffed with a lot of things, with some other furniture and boxes and the the bicycles of my kids, and uh, we don't have a gym room now, so probably we're gonna leave all of the all of these exercise things on the garage. So it's, I mean, it's not a mess. It's just a lot of work. And my parents are here. They are helping me, but like I'm trying to be very overprotective. Like, hey, you don't lift that. Let me lift everything. Watch your back, and like I'm trying to be overprotective. But they are helping me a lot. It's just probably by this weekend everything will come back to normal. Let's cross our fingers. All right, so let me go back again to the chat. Hello, Alex. Hey, Cuba. Hola, Joe. Hello, Benz, Monet, Tariq. Hello, Sabrina, Sina, Chandru. Hi, Chris, Anthony. Dining room. Yeah. Sorry. Um, Casey, Carlita. Hey, Andreas. Hello. Hi, Chris again. Yeah, you know what? I think it's a bit laggy, but it's not my internet. It's the YouTube. I actually was recording a video. I was recording myself trading, And it has some sort of delay. So I don't know what happened. Hey Kay, how are you? Hello, Akashic Astrology. Hola. Yeah, no, it's not my Wi-Fi uh server. Yeah, probably. So, all right, guys. So let's go to the good stuff. I keep I keep showing Apple, but for the good reasons. For the good reasons. You know I don't trust Apple, right? You know I don't trust Apple. However, Andreas, next year, next summer. Yeah, next summer. But it's not gonna be Italy. It's gonna be Spain. We already decided it's gonna be Valencia. Uh, and probably in a few more years, we're gonna move to Italy. I mean, Italy is kind of my dream, but Spain is like my family's dream. So I'm gonna wait for my kids to go to college, and once we are left alone with the little one, we're gonna move to Italy for sure, for sure. You come back in a few years, come back in a few years, and I'm gonna be live streaming from Italy. That's a promise. That's a promise, and we will be very close. So we better get together or something, Andreas, for dinner or something nice. I mean, once I go to Europe, I want to meet. I want to know a lot of countries, and I want to meet with so many traders, not only from this community, but for other traders that I've met on my journey. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. All right, so Apple guys, Apple did absolutely nothing. Apple did absolutely nothing, but I was watching this. I mean, this was more than evident. This is a very nice and clean head and shoulders. So if you were watching Apple, I want you to look at this. This was the level of resistance, right? Or support. Actually, it was support. So this 209.78, 209.80 was the neckline or the level of support here. So once you have these head and shoulders here and you break to the downside, you have some sort of reaction right here on the today's opening price, but then a rejection from yesterday close, you can open a position right here. And again, this is kind of the neckline here. I mean, it's it you have different key levels here, but I mean this is the more evident, right? So it tried. I mean, you already created a lower high. So if you have something like this, so you tried, you failed to create a higher high. So now you are rejecting this previous level of resistance. And then you reject, go back, retest. And then with this rejection, with this hard rejection here, you can open a position here, just aiming to key levels. So if you were aiming to this pre-market low or even this previous day low, look at this. This was a 1 to 2.5 reservoir ratio trade. And you can actually, and look at this. I mean, the risk here, the invalidation level or your stop loss, it's not something crazy, and I'm not overdoing this. I mean, it's right at the top of this retesting candle, and you open your position right when it engulfs this retesting candle here, right? So right when it engulfs this retesting candle here, and it so again you are just aiming to key levels here, so pre-market low or previous day low, and both of them were hit. However, this pre-market low that it was like a more moderate or like something very reachable target, it was a 1 to 2.5, and this was nice. And then look at this. Probably this is not like a clean break and retest. This is more like a the next leg or breakout trade for Apple. But just look at this. I mean, after some consolidation about around pre-market low, you can open your position right at the break of this resistance or this support, right? So right here, when you break this support here, you can open your position and then you just start aiming to the next key levels, right? So the next key level here, or the relevant key level here, was this 208.14 that it was a previous low on the daily chart. It also breaks and kind of retest a diagonal trend line. Yeah, 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 exactly. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't like to play too much with trend lines, but yeah, that's kind of a, if if you are kind of doing something like this, yeah. It's rejecting the trend line, it's rejecting the pre-market low, it's breaking this low of the day. So this could be your next trade here. And also, just as I said, I mean, if you were aiming to this 208.14, that was a previous low on the daily chart, this is a 1 to 2 risk reward rate to trade. But I mean, the probably the most obvious play will be aiming to 207.50. Why 207.50? It's a relevant number here, guys. So please type in the chat. What is 207.50? Why it is important here? Type in the chat. Type in the chat, please. Is my chat really this lagging, or no one is typing anything? Yeah, all right. Yeah, yeah, probably it's super lagging. All right, thank you, Luke, Diana, thank you, Carlita, Chris. It's the strike number. So strike number, kind of side number. It's not a round number, but I mean, like uh, complete numbers or whole numbers and half numbers are always kind of relevant. So these could be like, I mean, once you break this first target here, this previous low on the daily chart, 208.14, that could be your next target, right? 207.50. And if you take it all the way to 207.50, this was a 1 to 4 risk reward rate to trade. Double bottom, previous month high, 207.50, 207.50, May, June. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So, well, that was important, right? That was super important. All right. So, anyone took an Apple trade? I don't think so, right? DC, if 207.50 is a key number, then it sounds like any number can be a key number. Yeah, I mean, it's it's not a key number. Uh, I mean, it's the strike. I mean, I don't decide the strikes. I actually never knew how the strikes are, like set. Uh, Not sure if you remember, but sometimes I mean, or this is a question for our friends that trade SPY and QQQ. Usually, the strikes are round numbers, like right, like 624, 625, 626, and for QQQ it's like 555, 556. But there are some dates where they have like very strange and like fraction strikes. Like I don't like. I mean, I'm gonna give you like just an example, like 6440 and 60 627.15, and I don't know why is that. uh, that that's a good question. That's a good question. uh, Luke, can you help me with that? Just shoot me a message on Discord, or Yeah, just shoot me a message with this question. I think this is relevant. We should know where the strikes come from, right? I mean, I don't know if it's important, but I mean, I think that's a general culture. All right, so let's go to AMD. For some reason, you thought Apple was every dollar. No, it's not. It's every two and a half. Um, Again, I don't know where or who decides the strikes, but I think that you just touch a fiber, DC. I don't know why is it. So let me dig into that topic. The whole numbers, yeah. No. I remember. I remember in my previous trading life, I only traded SPY. I only traded SPY, and that's why the weird strikes are on indices are from the special cash dividend. Ah, okay. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Strike prices in options trading are predetermined prices set by options exchanges when the options contracts are listed. They are not determined by individual traders, but rather are set as regular. Okay. Okay. So Chicago Board Options Exchange. All right. So there's not a random guy sitting in, like Siberia or the Antarctic, just choosing numbers. Okay, guys. So next next on the review, it's this AMD. This is a very clean and nice break and retest of the previous day high. And look at this very nice reaction here. If you want to start looking at the correlation of the indices here, I mean, this is also a nice entry here, this 950. But for some reason, you don't have the next candle. It's not like confirming the move. I actually was watching at this. I actually was watching at this. I did not take AMD. Um, and I'm gonna tell you about my trades. I did today one SPY and QQQ puts. I will tell you about it. Um, Neto, can you look on trading floor at my AMD trade? Yes. Why not on the green candle before? Because this was a huge candle to the downside. Ahorita, dame my kid. So this was a very huge candle to the downside, Andres. And if you are watching something like this, as you can see here, this was a fail of a higher high, right? So right here, this was kind of this found some sort of support from the bottom of these candles, this 139, this 139. And now with the reclaim of this previous day high, now this is now this is good. Why focus on AMD and not on Nvidia? I have something, Jason, with all-time highs. I'm I don't feel comfortable trading all-time highs just because I don't know why. I don't know why. So I was feeling more comfortable with AMD because it was clean and clear levels here, and also because this gap fill, you have a gap fill above. Where is it? You have this gap fill above, and I was feeling like, well, I mean, this may have some good chances to fill the gap. I mean, it wasn't. Uh, I'm sorry, guys. It's just I'm trying hard. I'm trying hard from my laptop. All right. So we had this gap fill on the above. So I was like, okay, well, we might hit this gap fill and also this 141.16. This is a key level, multiple touches on the daily chart. So I was like more confident on AMD to the upside than with Nvidia because I mean, uh, trust me, I want Nvidia to go up. I have a few shares there, so I want Nvidia to go up, but I don't feel comfortable trading all-time highs. I think that's my sincerest answer. I just don't feel comfortable with all-time highs. Yeah, Nvidia is the leader. Yeah, yeah, but it's just I mean just as I said, I mean I don't have any technical explanation about this. It's just I don't feel comfortable with the trading all-time highs. And if I'm trading all-time highs, it's because I'm shorting on them. It just as it happened today with Nvidia. I'm sorry, with QQQ and SPY. I was waiting for some weakness and I took the ride to the downside. Because I don't know how to trade all-time highs. Again, I don't feel comfortable. That's it. So again, so for this entry, Andreas, uh, after after this candle here, I just didn't feel like this was the whole story. So after finding support right here on this 139 key level, after finding some kind of support on this 139 key level, now I was feeling comfortable that this was kind of a flag, right? This was kind of a flag. So when we reclaim this uh, this 139.15, that's a previous day high. Now I felt comfortable because also the indices were, after a very small kind of baby pullback to key levels. So as you can see here on SPY, look at this. This was kind of the retest of this 624, this 624. So I was feeling more comfortable here with this. Uh, Look at this. With this one candle rule or order block, as we call it. So we had this reaction here. We had this reaction here. So I was feeling more comfortable with this. And just because now we have shown two candles in a row closing above, so that was I was feeling more comfortable here. So I know AMD is tricky. I know AMD is tricky, but when it moves, uh, it it has these clean moves. At least that's my opinion. You got two losses on AMD. First trade exactly like you chart. I made an entry right here. Um, Unfortunately, I got stop loss and suddenly so you had a hard stop loss. All right. So okay. Yeah, well, that's the thing with the hard stop loss. So you may have, I mean, if you entered something around here, you may have your stop loss here. And if you enter before, like in this candle, if you have a hard stop, you may be triggered like in these candle wicks, and then it goes. See, yeah, yeah, that's the thing with the hard stops. I mean, they may save you, but I mean, with options, I don't know. You got three L's. Let me go to their DC. Where are they? Trading floor. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. I'm watching them here. So this is 645, that should be 945 here. This retest of the pre-market high. This was actually nice. I mean, this is a very valid entry. Indices were just pushing up. Indices were just pushing up, and you had this retest, this very clean and clear retest here, and also the reclaim of this 139.50. So yeah, I mean that was a valid entry. Just unfortunate that it failed, but not sure. I mean, your tags are just showing which candle you enter and exited, or the exact level they see. Anyways, yeah, plus Nvidia rocketing. Yeah, yeah. This looks good. Just because again, this is a clear break and retest of pre-market high. This 139.25. Nice reaction here. And then if you enter 945, yeah, you said 945. Yeah, probably kind of. Yeah, I think it was this one 945 or yeah. So this is a very decent entry. But and you were stop out on this candle here, right? On the yeah, the big one. All right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Again, unfortunate. You may have entered on this kind of an 84% rule or on these candles here because actually kind of the 84% rule will be something like this for you, right? I mean, if you enter on this 945, you may enter on the good reaction after this retest of the pre-market high. So this might look like an 84% rule for you right here, but you decided to enter on these candles here. I think you were looking for something like this, right? Like another block here. So you enter on this 1005. Yeah, 1005. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they both are good entries in my opinion. It's just unfortunate. It's just, I mean, it's not bad luck because it's not. It's just the only thing that you should be aware here, DC, is that you were entering into this gap fill. So you should be very attentive of what happened on the edge of the gap because this is exactly what happened, right? So you were consolidating around the edge of the gap and suddenly it rejected. Came back, look at this, came back, retested the edge of the gap and rejected harder. All three look good. Yeah. Well, probably this last one. Nah, yeah, this is actually looking very good. Yeah, it's just unfortunate, my friend. It was just unfortunate. And if you enter here, you may have to trim your position at the high of the day. Not sure if you did that. That will be lead you to smaller losses, right? To smaller losses. Also, if you already have a first loss here because this fake out, I will be kind of taking half of my position on my next on my next one. All three look good at the time. Yeah, no, no, no. It's not a joke. The all three look good. So after that, I want to show you something. This is not something that I'm used to do because this is kind of out of my playbook. I usually like to, my playbook. I don't remember who was asking this yesterday, but you know my playbook. My playbook is to identify the trend on the indices. So that's my first step. My second step is okay, well, let's try to find out which of the names are moving on the same direction. And then I will try to look for the one with the relative strength or the relative weakness. And my fourth entry criteria is the ones that have visually similar key levels. So if I'm waiting for SPY to pull back to this key level, I will be waiting for AMD to pull back to the previous high of the day or something like that. So they need to look similar, right? They don't need to go to the same levels, but to look similar. Yeah, Carlita, that was a step one. That was a step one. All right. So once we had our change of character here. As you can see here, we were having a downtrend now, failing to create higher highs, and also breaking this support line that was the previous day high, 139.15. We had this break. Nice displacement and retest of this 139.15. It was support this morning or early in the morning, and then it was the clear level to break. So once you had this break, displacement, and retest to the downside here, you may look for an entry to the downside. And if you were looking for something like this, you have your risk at the top of these retesting candles, and you are just looking for the next relevant key level. So this was pre-market low, but this was previous day close, this 137.85. So once you break pre-market low, your next level is this one, 137. So this change of character, loss of momentum, and after the drop on both indices, if you were looking for downside opportunities, this was a very nice one just because the range we created today. Just because of the range we created today. So this was a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio trade. I like it a lot, just out of my playbook here. All right. So I'm going I'm going to the next one, Amazon. Amazon was ripping today. Ripping today. I was waiting for this. However, we never broke to 24. That's give me 1 second. I'm going back. Dian took AMD 1010 10 10 here. I like it. Yeah, we just discussed this. I like this one. This is the break, displacement and retest of the high of the day. This order block here. Yeah, I like it. I think 1010, you kind of chase it, but I mean it's no, well, it's not chasing. I think I like it here. I would like again. I was very positive on this gap fill. It didn't work. It just didn't work. But that was a nice one. Hi Neto. I have a two-part question. I entered into Amazon. Okay, well let's go to Amazon now. Okay. All right. So well let me talk about what I saw in Amazon, K, and I'll go back to your question. All right. So as I said, Amazon was ripping something, probably Jeff Bezos is back from his honeymoon. He's super happy about it. So something happened with Amazon and it just was skyrocketing here. So as you can see, there's not a single entry opportunity for us here because yes, we had some down closing candles here, but they were not retesting any relevant key level, right? And any relevant key level. So they didn't give us any good entry here. So the only one that I was watching here was this break and retest, but this is kind of an immediate retest of this order block. And you will say, well, Neto, but after looking at this relative strength, Is it valid to take an enter like this? I think it is. Just as I like a lot more puts because how fast they work. I think after watching this relative strength here, I will be looking for something like this. Also, both indices were at high of the day. Both indices were at high of the day. So I think this will be like a nice entry opportunity. Where did you enter here? Not on the retesting candle, probably on the next one, at the candle close of this. Your risk will be at the bottom of this order block here, and I'm drawing this order block with the whole candle wick. It's not the whole candle, it's just the candle wick. All right. So my risk will be at the bottom of this order block, and I will be aiming to what? Key levels, right? So the next key level here, it was previous day high, 224. And the next key level here is this key level on the daily chart, this 224.29. That's a previous high on the daily chart. And if you were aiming here, it was a 1 to 2.78 risk reward ratio trade. And after this, you need to be taking care of all of these reactions just because. And if you are asking me, I know you are not asking, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. But look at this. You have reached this key level here. This is a strong key level because it's on the daily chart. So this is a previous high on the daily chart. All right. So you hit this target, strong rejection here. You try to have a higher high. You fail here. So probably you should be managing your position right here. 223.55. Why? Because now you are having a market structure to the downside right here. Can you see? You failed to create a new high, and now you are having a lower low right here. So your, if you still have contracts right here, you should be managing your position here and not waiting for the stop loss all the way to here. All right. Uh, okay, so let me go to case question. And well, just as a last comment here, now that you have market structure to the downside, you are just watching for key levels, right? So even if you are having something like this, like if you were drawing key levels here, this is the previous order block, so you have a break, displacement, retest, another leg to the downside, so you have a right here. Break, displacement, retest of the next order block here, kind of next leg. So if you enter like here, you are aiming to this 5 minute opening range. So as you can see, once the market structure is clear, you can enter on any pullback. All right. Okay, so now, sorry, but I wanted to explain my whole idea because I was looking at Amazon this morning. So, okay, uh, first part of your question. You enter into Amazon 942 candle, 942 candle right here. Okay, so this is a breakout trade. Um, Retested the July 1st previous day high. Risk was the bottom of the 941. Okay, targets were 1 to 2 reward previous day high. All right. Well, I mean, it's a nice trade. It's just a breakout trade. This is not a break and retest, right? As you can see here, there's no break and retest of anything, unless you are I don't know, looking for any key level here. But I mean, there's no displacement and retest. But that's why I'm telling you. I mean, this is a very nice trade. it's just a breakout trade and not a break and retest. So let me go to the next one. But I like it because as you can see here, you were having a lot of relative strength and you had clear key levels. 224 previous day high. That was a very nice one. And this 223.55, that's a key level on the 15-minute chart. So I think both were nice key levels to target. It's just I'm not I just I just lost my touch with the breakout trades. But I mean, I just don't know how to manage risk here. Just as you said, if your stop loss was right here to 21.87, 88, the bottom of this previous candle here, I mean that's fine. It's just, I mean, I don't know why there. I don't know if there's something there like another key level on a different time frame. But I mean, the good thing is that you have identified where your risk is, and that's fine. Number two, do you think this was a valid level for me to look out for, or do you think I should have waited for the retest? Well, I think I already answered this, right? I mean, again, this is not a break and retest. This is not a break and retest. Trade, it's more like a breakout, and I like it. I actually like it just because I mean you are crossing this 222. You said this was a previous high from July the 1st. Yeah, I mean again, this is just a different style, and I like it. Um, DC I got in 953. 953. I like it. I like it a lot. That's exactly this trade. For a quick scalp to high of the day, well, that was just too quick and too small. I mean, depending on when you enter here, you should help at least to previous day high. That was the next key level. But I mean, this was a very decent trade. Um, hey Neto, I took 1030 candle, 1030 candle, 1030 candle to the downside. Put of that order block. That's nice. Again, this is more like a you were chasing the move to the downside. Uh, but I like it. I mean, again, I think this is also a breakout trade. It's just, I mean, you are playing the market structure to the downside, and this one 1030, right when it breaks this order block and this kind of pivot low, you are entering here. I like it. DC, I got the bottom of this, and you were aiming to high of the day. Ah, I think you were lucky. All right. I use 8 EMA. All right. Uh, Tariq, do you only take break and retest trades now? I try. I try because do you remember, Tariq? I was like a crazy breakout trader. Uh, And this break and retest strategy just, you know, gives me peace of mind. And it's very easy to identify your risk. And well, I try. I mean, yeah, I try. But you will see, I'm gonna show you my SPY and my QQQ trades in a second. So you will see, I mean, even when I'm trying to stick to the break and retest, sometimes I do some, like breakouts, just like you. Uh, hey Neto, so just to clarify, July 1st, previous day high should have been a valid key level for today. It may, it may be Amazon. July 1st. I mean, it's not for me. It's not for me because it's all it in how I look at this. This is how I chart, all right? This is how I chart. So basically what I do is I draw my lines to the next highs or lows outside of the shadow of my candle. What I mean with the shadow of my candle, it's for example, this is my candle here. So I start drawing the previous highs and lows out of the shadow of every candle. So for example, here this low is visible out of the shadow of this candle, but this low is not. So the next low is this one, and the next low is this one, and that's kind of my process for charting. Sometimes I use the previous highs and lows, but on the 15-minute chart, only if they are relevant. Only if they are relevant. I mean, only if on the previous days we use that previous high or low of the day as a key level of resistance or support. So you are just throwing some lemon and salt to the wound because I'm very past due on this charting video. I already had the session with the Spanish speaking traders. So I have prepared a lot of stuff for our charting session. It's just I mean I'm still I'm past due with this. But I promise it's gonna be soon. I just need to finish the moving. Um, Andrew, 936. That's a breakout trading. Retest, not valid today. This is not a retest. This is more like a break and hold of pre-market high. Yeah, I think this is more like a break and hold or breakout trade. Is it valid? Remember, guys, I mean, I show you here what I see with the break and retest strategy. It doesn't mean that if you did something different, it's it's good or wrong, right? It's just different. I mean, if you had a plan for this, if you have an edge for this, I mean, that's perfectly fine, right? I mean, I'm here looking for break and retest entry opportunities, but that doesn't mean that your entry wasn't good. I mean, I like it. I understand what you did here. Once it broke the pre-market high, I mean, you didn't know how strong. No, well, you had yeah, look at this. You had a good idea of what was going on with the relative strength here. So once it broke the pre-market high, if you already had an idea of how strong it was, that's a very nice trade. It's just, I mean, it's just different than the break and retest. But that doesn't mean that it's better or worse. It's just a different strategy, okay? Um, Tariq, you're welcome. Also, within the break and retest, do you prefer one type of trade over another, for example? That's a good question. I do like, and this is personal preference, I do like break and retest of the previous day high and low. That's kind of my favorite. And after that, the 5 minute opening range, that's also my very close to be my, I mean, that's my second favorite, let's say. So yeah, my favorite is the break and retest of the previous day high and low. And I think my second favorite is the 5 minute opening range high and low. But it depends a lot of the market cycle, right? I mean, the break and retest of the previous day high and low, that kind of works even when we are sideways, uh, but you need to be very patient. And the 5 minute opening range, high and low, I mean, I mean, you should have a higher time frame thesis or idea, but even if you don't, with the indices going your way, I think the 5 minute opening range works wonders. I like it a lot. Again, my most favorite setup is the previous day high and low, but the 5 minute opening range high and low, I also like it a lot for days when we are not trending. Yes, Chris, I can do that. Right. So that was Amazon, guys. And then again, after Trump talking and this huge drop on the indices, you can see market structure is intact. So you can be using all of these order blocks or key levels looking for a way to the downside. Nvidia, this is the trade we tried this morning with Tony, right? So we tried, look at this, look at this NVIDIA. This is the one thing that I didn't like about this trade. I understand that when you see this kind of relative strength, you want to look for the first pullback to be bought, buyers stepping in, and then, like going, uh, going, continue the way up, continue the way up. So I think the idea here was this break and retest or holding this order block here. And with this candle here, 959, we open a position here. We were aiming to 165.50, and your risk, and this is something that I didn't like for this, because you are entering into a random place in the chart. I mean, I know this is kind of the order block, right? It's not a random place, but I don't like too much the order blocks. That's it. I said it. I don't like too much the order blocks. I mean, when they are not aligned to something. For example, this order block, I like it way more than this one, just because it's on the 5 minute opening range, right? Or just because it's very close to 163.50. I know it's not a round number, but it's half a number. So this order block here makes more sense for me, right? That's that's part of my style. That's my particular style. Again, it's not that this is better or worse than others. It's just, I mean, I don't like this too much. And also, if you add that I don't like to trade all-time highs, and this is on all-time highs, yeah, I didn't like this trade here, but I took it. It made sense to me at the moment, and well, I was stopped right here. But can you see? I mean, it makes sense, right? But let me tell you something. I wasn't stopped all the way here. I was stopped on this candle. Oh, sorry. I was stopped at this candle here. Why? Because I didn't want to give it so much room. I would prefer to cut my position here, and if it reclaims this key level, I will enter again. But just because I didn't like this this rejection here, why? Because this rejection means lower high. This this rejection means lower high. So that's why I didn't like it too much, and I decided to cut early. And this actually never, you know, this actually never worked again. But that was the reason of me cutting this trade like very early. And after that, can you see that trend line, market structure to the downside? But look at this. I want to show you something. This, where is it? Right here, 1027. Can you see how deep the indices went? I mean, it was a nosedive, right? It was a nosedive. But look at Nvidia. It was so strong that I mean, yeah, it had some more red candles here, but look at this. It actually recovered, and not the indices, right? Not the indices. The indices are still at the bottom of the range, but Nvidia actually recovered. So that's how strong Nvidia is right now. Um, Andrew, you're welcome. I thought it was an immediately fierce 5 minute candle retest. No, makes sense. I don't really like taking order blocks when it's not even near kilo. Yeah, again, I mean, I'm not saying this order block is, like in a random place. It's just, I mean, I prefer order blocks with a solid key level, like from previous day high, previous day low, or even high of the day. I would like, like instead of taking this here, I will be maybe I would like more the break and then retest of this high. So I don't know. I mean, something it's not completely filling my heart here. That's why I didn't like it. But well, it it just looks good, but I mean it's so out of my playbook here that I just feel uncomfortable. And that's something that you need to do, guys. I mean, you need to marry your playbook. So when you see something like this, you can quickly take action. Like, okay, well, this is not my playbook. I don't, this is not, I'm not feeling comfortable with the risk I'm taking here, or this is not the price action I like on my key level. So if you make a mistake, or if you take a trade on a different playbook, you can, like you you can do exactly this, right? Like, okay, so this is so out of my rules and criteria for managing my trade or taking partials or even taking a loss. So you take action really quick. Interested to see what Tony was looking for in his review. Yeah, well, I mean, he was looking for this. I was listening the live stream. He was looking for this. This was kind of the first pullback, or I mean, serious pullback because this is just a down closing candle. This is just a down closing candle. The second red candle is actually a dodgy, very neutral. So this was kind of the very first pullback. So he was looking for this, the retest and bounce on this order block here. And as you can see here, I mean, this candle is kind of a confirmation of the direction, but it didn't work, and that's unfortunate. So what you need to do here, it's having a clear and stick to your risk management plan. So if you decided that you will be risking all the way to the 5 minute opening range, this may be something like, I don't know, like more than 20% on your contracts. But if you decide to stick to a different, yeah, if you decide to stick to a different risk risk management plan and maybe like okay, well, just to the bottom of this order block or something, this may be something around 12 15%, and if you take a loss here, I mean, any other of your trades can just recover that. And yesterday, look at this. Yesterday we were talking on the Discord about fear of loss. So there's people saying like, okay, well, if I take a second trade after a loss, I will be downsizing. And I was like, why? Why you are downsizing? I mean, don't let the previous or the next trade affect the current one. I mean, if you are not looking to your A plus setup, I mean, you should not be taking any trades. And if you are watching to your A plus setup, why you are downsizing? I mean, you just go your full size or your regular size because that's how the edge works, right? I mean, if you are twisting the arm to your edge and you only trade with the same size when you feel comfortable, I mean, you are twisting the edge, right? You are twisting the edge. So try to, I mean, try to stick to your edge, try to identify your edge, stick to your rules, and do whatever is how you feel comfortable. Because I don't like, and this is personal, right? I mean, this is not on behalf of the other coaches or moderators, but I don't like when some of the traders that are live streaming, they take a loss and someone on the community was, like following him, and he was like, "Oh my God, this community is not giving me what I was expecting, or I'm taking more losses than that." Dude, I mean, why you are blind following? I mean, your own edge. Please stick to your own rules and try to base your rules on your risk tolerance and on your strengths. If you are fast and quick, you may be comfortable with a scalping strategy. If you are not that fast, or if you can't have your eyes on your screen the whole time, maybe you need to stick to short-term swings or long-term swings. But whatever works for you, you just make sure that it's actually working for you. And you find a strategy that fits your personality and how you trade, and not the other way around. Don't try to fit your personality into someone else's strategy because that's not a good ending story. I can promise you that. So try to fit the strategy to your personality so now you can execute based on your strengths. All right. So that's all for the performance coach today. Uh, sorry, sorry, sorry. I mean, I'm telling you this because I care about you guys. So I can be easily just like, okay, well, how was your day? Okay, well, I don't care. Let's go to this exercise. But no, I mean, I like to share my own journey and my own mistakes or lessons with you. So if you can take something good from it, that's nice. Um, when order blocks are so close to each other, I would rather wait for the lower one. Yes, I mean that's lower risk. I did think the NVIDIA 5-minute opening range break and retest 1008 would have been a better setup, but the ticker was overstretched. I think the same. Palma Vera, those people will learn the hard way. Sina, today was the first day I didn't follow the live trading session to not add noise to my system and to our profit. That's very nice. Congratulations, Sina. That's the way. I mean, you need to be on a community so you can, learn faster the mechanicals of the strategy, and then you start looking for the lessons from the other traders, how they manage risk, how they set their stops, how they aim for targets. you can learn all of that, but then you take everything that you learn and you build your own edge, you build your own playbook, you build your own rules, right? So congratulations, Sina. Yeah, I'm usually not on the live stream just because of that. Because for me, if I'm looking to something different than Jack, it's like everything starts to be noise for me because I'm not listening to him. I'm just watching my chart, but with everything starts becoming noise. So that's why I'm usually not on the live stream unless I'm already done and I can help in any way. But I'm usually not on the live streams. All right, so that was Nvidia, uh, Tesla today. What happened to Tesla? All right, so Tesla was kind of easy. So I don't want to trade Tesla unless it breaks 294 or 300. I think I told you on the Discord. Yeah, so when we break 305, maybe, yeah, when we break 305 or we break 290, wake me up and let's go for and let's go for for Tesla. But today it wasn't the day. It wasn't the day. So the only play that I was watching here was this break, this placement and retest of the 5 minute opening range. And it was, look at this, it was actually kind of moving the same way that the indices. So again, with this retest, you open your position here right when this uh, down closing candle engulfs the retesting green candle here. You open your position here. You have your risk at the top of these retesting candles, and you start aiming to low of the day, to uh, previous day low. This is previous week, previous week low. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. And that was the only play that I was watching on Tesla today. And now it's just consolidating here. It's ranging. And it was, look at this. This was 1040 right at the right at the edge of my personal trading time. So all right. This I have like three Discord lives. Come on, brother. You are good at filtering. Yeah, well, I'm not good at filtering. Probably because English is my second language. Uh, but I don't know. Again, my playbook is different than Jack and Tony's. They have their first entry criteria is looking for the one with relative strength and weakness. And and that's not my playbook. I like to watch where the indices are going and then look for the ones that are moving in the same direction. So it's kind of different. So that's why I don't like to be on the live stream. All right. Um, that's it for me. Someone asked me for Meta, I think. Give me 1 second. Someone someone was asking for a specific name today. Microsoft. Super clear. Super clear. Head and shoulders here, retest of the base or neckline, and the market structure was super close to the downside. I don't watch VIX. I don't I mean I understand what it does, but I don't I don't use it. I don't see any benefit of me using it for my strategy or my playbook. Palantir, look at this. This was a very nice trade that didn't work. I was waiting for the break of this 140. We had this kind of retest on this order block or previous high of the day. I opened, well, I didn't open this position. I wasn't trading by this time. But this will be a nice trade to this 140, 150, but it just didn't work. I mean, it rejected this high of the day, and that's it. And then, yeah, then nothing. Where is it right now? Look at this, it's going higher. Look at this, it's going higher after retesting this 140 area again. Look at this. Yeah, Palantir is skyrocketing, right? Meta. What are we looking here, Chris? Oh, so this was ripping this morning. This was ripping this morning. Well, I mean, I don't need to tell you anything here. I mean, this is kind of very obvious. This is the a very nice break, displacement and retest of the 5 minute opening range. And maybe, I mean, yeah, if you open your position here, you have your risk at the bottom of these candles here. And you were aiming to what? I mean, I don't know what to aim here. 735, maybe? 7 735 maybe? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the levels work here. But this was a nice trade. I mean, whatever you take here, whatever you take here, maybe 734 or what happened with 732.50? I think that's the strike. Well, it was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward rate to trade. That was very easy. That was very easy, Chris. So, okay. Okay. So, only consideration will maybe QQQ was so close to all-time highs, but Meta began to show strength and had an inside bar play. Okay. Sina, this is what you took. All right. And Chris, exit 1001. Nice. Nice. So you actually hit 735, right? Wow. That was a very nice. Yeah, this is so clear, right? Break, displacement, retest 5 minute opening range, and boom. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, guys. So that's all for me. I need to take care of the little one. Uh, so if you don't have any other question for me today, that will be all. Again, I hope that I can be done with the moving by the weekend. So probably next Monday everything will be back to normal. I know this sound is not very nice, and it's not what you are used to. But believe me, guys, I'm working. Right here, this is what is gonna be kind of my new office. It's super small, and it sounds a bit of echo, but I have these panels for the wall to reduce the echo and the noise. So I hope it's gonna be better on the next days. So guys, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. As you see today, Tariq, we talk a lot about the break and retest trades, but we also show you other type of entries, right? Like especially I like the reversals to the downside. But I mean, if you have questions about breakouts or break and holds or whatever, that's you just let me know. All right, guys. So thank you very much, and talk to you tomorrow.